Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, human dynamics, everything in between. Look at them and understand them when they touch themselves. Okay? This is going to be about body language, non-verbal communication. It's going to encompass, if that's the right term to use, like the majority of what we will know as, stress relief behaviors, pacifying behaviors. So, a child has a dummy, sucks on the dummy, stops crying. So, pacifier pacifies the baby. In our grown-up selves, we perceive stress-relieving, self-touch behaviors as pacifying behaviors. And you say, well, the baby isn't necessarily touching anything per se, not with their fingertips. Why would you relate that as a pacifying behavior? Well, it's because the baby has lips and they're covered in nerve endings. So when the pacifier, or the dummy as we call it over in England, as that touches the lips, it sends feel-good hormones to the brain in relief of whatever stressful experience that was being fed. It also acts as the teat of the mother because the baby finds comfort within the teat of the mother, alright? Life and death, food and starvation. It's a survival mechanism. We make a loud noise. We realise the higher pitch of noise we can make, the higher the frequency we can make, the more we catch the attention of others. We annoy them to a point of giving us what they want. So with that being said, I'm going to do a separate video based upon the suckling of the teat and how it manifests in adults to this day. Pacifying behaviours are self-touch, such as the pacifier touching the lips. Maybe we're grown older, so we can't necessarily do that. So we'll pop a pen to our lips, we'll touch our lips, we will squeeze our lips. We will now move on from the lips and touch the face, rub the face, think about it, rub the beard, that pulls on the nerve endings, rub the hair, women and their hair, and how it applies to sexuality and attraction is like one of the most common searches when it comes to this game. It's where I'm garnering a lot of views as far as my videos are concerned. We can rub the arm, how we rub the arm, how we hold on to the arm, the wrist, the rubbing of the legs with the palms. It all has significant meaning, but the underlying foundation is that it is a pacifying behavior. It is a release of anti-stress hormone to the brain. Okay, due to the touch of the nerve endings of our own body, the comfort it provides. When a cat is held by the scruff of its neck, it freezes. It just goes deadly still. And that's in relation to the hard wiring within that cat's biological genetic makeup. In relation to when it was a young kitten and its mother would pick it up and move it around via the scruff of its neck. Although it goes completely dead as far as motion is concerned, it's actually very soothing and comforting to that cat as it allows it to regress back into that kitten stage as to where the mother used to take it around. Now, with that being said, I wouldn't advise, like, this is a side note, but honestly, I wouldn't do that to a grown cat because it's a lot heavier now. So with you holding it by the scruff of its neck, you're going to hurt it. So I wouldn't do that if you want to test drive it. But that's what they do, right? That's how you stabilize a cat. It's how a vet will ensure that it can stay quiet as the vet administers some degree of injection or medicinal, thingamajiggy. But we're not here to talk about cats. But the same applies when we fear something, subconsciously more than likely. You know, there's a presentation coming up, there's a job interview coming up, we might see somebody we dislike or who makes us anxious, and this could be, in an attraction sense, we are attracted to that person, so we're quite, scared of coming across them. We will pacify ourselves We will give ourselves this self-touch, and each and every person will have a different sort of go-to or different vocabulary of pacifying behaviors. Some people may refer to a particular gesture more than others. Some people might not have particular gestures in their dialogue whatsoever. So if you were to get looked after by your parents whilst you were young, and they would hold your wrist as you crossed the road, then that is hardwired into us and creates this comfort and relieves us of stress and brings us back into this regressive space when we subconsciously action it, when we hold on to the wrist, you know? But if you hadn't experienced that, you may not have that in your nonverbal dialogue, but you best believe you will have something else, because we need to subconsciously keep ourselves balanced in relation to the stress we're feeling. And although we can be strong and stable and comfortable to whichever degree within ourselves, at some point there is going to be a manifestation of some degree of this type of behavior. If you don't want to call it a pacifying behavior, know it as a self-soothing behavior. Or in isolation, a self-soothing gesture, okay? Identify it when it manifests, and you might be able to clock on and say, are you okay? Or when you're communicating with someone, you might be able to see if they're a little bit uncertain about a message you have given to them, or blah-de-blah-de-blah. It's all about the context you identify this. Is it congruent with how they're speaking to you? Are they expressing how great their partner is but reacting in a bit of an awkward way? Is that because they don't necessarily talk about their partner in this manner? Or is it because it's not the truth and they actually feel uncertain about that individual? That's for you to make up. I can go into a lot more depth on this, but I'm going to start breaking it down so you can identify each and every one. I have done it in the past, but we're going to restart the cycle because I can only re-emphasize how to read people from a glance. It's ever so important, and once you internalize it, you'll look at the world in a different way. They don't teach you this information because it is too powerful, because you will understand the true intentions of those whom are giving you the direction and the orders. With that being said, I'm uploading multiple times each and every day, so click like and subscribe for real game. And I've got 2 links in the description. One will take you through to my catalogue of body language, hundreds of videos based on how to read people through their subconscious behavior. Second to that is the Patreon, where we're going to watch real first dates. I'll show you attraction body language, repulsion body language. You'll take that into the real world. You'll never forget it. It's game above game. I'm signing out. Peace.